Good morning, dear children. Welcome to this session. In this module, I'm going to teach you the rest of the development strategies of our country as well as our neighboring countries. So far, we have discussed in our previous modules the various 5-year plans as well as the development strategies in the industrial and the agricultural sectors. Here, we will discuss the rest of the strategies of India as well as the neighboring countries. Here, if we analyze the development structure of the Pakistan, they are able to show easier structural shift of its workforce from agriculture to industry. I told you that before more importance were given to the human labor or the manpower. But later they have shifted from the workforce from agriculture to industrial fields. And I told you that after 1980s they have given more importance to private sectors. Before, the public sector were given emphasis, but after the 1980s their introduction of major economic reforms, they gave more importance to what? Industries. So all they have done by shifting the major workforce from this agriculture to industry. And what about the regional distribution of the workforce? We know that two areas are there, rural areas as well as the urban areas. So here also, as we have shifted from the agriculture to industry, we can see the shift of the people also from the rural areas to the urban areas. And thereby we can what? Yes, shift major people from the rural to the urban areas. As well as India also has a clear edge over Pakistan. So what are the similarities in this? So in the research areas also we can see more similarities between our countries. And India also boasts of a skilled labor force. Isn't it? Yes. Before, the majority of the people engage in agriculture and they only know to perform the tasks related to the agriculture or related to the agricultural activities. But after, with the advancement of the education, people gain more and more knowledge to perform more and more skills also. And they became the skilled labor force. Now they can perform even a more complex task related to these industrial sectors. And if we analyze the advancement in the medical science and technology, there also we can see the worldwide for its scientists and technology. And more discoveries in the space, culture, aviation and defense. So children, we can see here the India is famous for all these inventions as well as its inventions as well as innovations in the space, aviation and defense also. This is actually related to the similarities of our country as well as the Pakistan. Next, we can see the indicators that is related to the demography. So demographic indicators means the indicator which indicates the growth of the population. So if we compare the population of various countries, you can see the population density of China is lowest despite its largest area among all these countries. So the density of the population is lower in China compared to the other countries. All these countries have poor sex ratios in figures also. So that is the ratio between the male and the female. There also we can see what the disparities in the sex ratios between various countries. And what about the fertility rate or the birth rate in China? It is also low in China and very high in Pakistan. So if we compare between the China and Pakistan, the fertility rate is very high in Pakistan. By 2027, India will surpass China in population. So we know that in China, there is an alarming growth rate of population, but by 2027, sometimes the India will surpass China in population, and India will be the leading countries in the population rate also. And what about the urbanization? Urbanization is also high in China. Yes. So these are the actually demographic indicators of our country as well as our neighboring countries. So here we can see the statistical index given for all these demographical structure. Here we can see the country 2017, 2018, the India, the estimated population. It is given in millions and it is estimated as 1352. Whereas if we compare the other countries, China and Pakistan, it is only 1393 and 212. So estimated population is high in China. And what about the other indicators? Its density, its growth rate of population, annual growth rate of population, the sex ratios, the fertility rate, as well as the urbanization. We can see the changes in the figures. That is, the annual growth rate of population is very high in Pakistan. If we compare with the other two countries, the annual growth rate of population is very high in Pakistan. Whereas the density, India is leading in density, isn't it? The density of the population is very high in India. And if we compare the sex ratios between these countries, the sex ratio is very high in China. Right? Yes, it is very high in China. And if we compare the fertility rate, I told you that if we compare the China and the India and the Pakistan, it is very high. The fertility rate is very high in Pakistan. And the urbanization process. The urbanization means, yes, changing the lifestyles to what? In urban areas. I told you that migration of the people from the rural to the urban areas. So their lifestyles completely change to this urban area. So that is actually the process of urbanization. And if we compare the various figures, we can see that it is very high in China. So children, these are the various indicators, statistical measures given for this demographical structure. So these are the what various indicators as well as other what economical as well as the socio cultural transformation happen to the other countries. So children, I hope the session related to the explanation of this various statistical measures as well as the transformation is precise for you. So thank you children for watching this video.